Let me start with a number that might completely shake up your entire retirement plan. $1,244 per month.
That is the average unsubsidized ACA health insurance premium for a single 60-year old in 2025. Do the math for the year, that's almost $15,000 annually.
Just for health insurance. No doctor visits, no surgeries, no emergencies included, just the cost of holding coverage.
Now here is the part that no glossy retirement guide ever openly tells you. You will have to pay this amount, or something very close to it, for 7 full years before Medicare kicks in.
7 years, do the basic math, that's a $105,000 minimum spent purely on health insurance premiums before you even step foot into a doctor's office.
Pause and think about that. You spent decades building your nest egg. You calculated your withdrawal rate.
You fitted every single number into your spreadsheet. And then, suddenly, you discover that your spreadsheet quietly ignored or completely hid the largest single expense you will face between ages 58 and 65. Why does this happen? Because most retirement calculators were built by people who never had to buy their own health insurance.
To them, a medical expense is just a generic line item, like groceries or utility bills. But in reality, health insurance between 58 and 65 isn't an expense.
It is a wall, and that wall is very tall. Here is the gap. You turn 58. You decide, that's it, I've had enough. You have a solid number in your brokerage account.
But Medicare eligibility starts at 65. That means for 7 years, you are entirely on your own for health coverage, and the system isn't designed to help you.
The employer-sponsored plan you had for 20 to 30 years vanishes the day you walk out the door. COBRA buys you an 18-month extension at a whopping $823 to 1, $400 a month for an individual. After that, you're in the ACA marketplace completely on your own. This is the exact gap we are going to dissect today, and not just the problem, but a realistic, number-based solution for it.
Now let me show you something that most people never bother to calculate, the crossover point.
The concept is simple. Once your portfolio hits a certain size, its growth alone becomes large enough to cover your healthcare costs without ever touching your principal investment.
Let's take a concrete example. Suppose you have a $6 million portfolio, earning an average annual return of 7%.
That means from growth alone, your portfolio generates roughly $112,000 every year.
Now, if you need $15,000 to $20,000 a year for healthcare, that amount is just a tiny fraction of your total annual growth, roughly 1%.
Here is the magic no one talks about. If your withdrawal rate, specifically for healthcare, is significantly lower than your growth rate, your portfolio doesn't shrink.
It keeps growing. Over time, you'll see this number compound to $46 million or more, purely due to the power of compounding.
This doesn't mean $6 million is a magic number that works for everyone. It depends on your lifestyle, location, and family situation.
But the principle is universal. As long as your withdrawal rate is lower than your portfolio's growth rate, your portfolio becomes self-sustaining. This is precisely where retirement calculators fail. They treat health care as a static line item rather than a dynamic system that interacts with your overall portfolio strategy.
Now, let's jump into the practical options. How do you actually secure health coverage once you leave your job?
Option 1, COBRA. This allows you to continue your employer's plan, but you now have to pay the full premium yourself. The employer contribution is gone. For couples, this can easily reach $600 to $800 a month. It's okay as a short-term bridge, but it is not a viable long-term strategy. Option 2, ACA Marketplace. This is where the real strategy comes into play. The ACA Marketplace offers subsidies based on your income, not your assets, but your reported income.
And this is where smart planning makes all the difference. Understand this key concept, modified adjusted gross income, or MAGI.
ACA subsidies are determined by your MAGI. If you keep your MAGI below 400% of the federal poverty level, you qualify for substantial subsidies.
So how do you do this when you have millions in net worth? Simple. You control your income, not your wealth.
How? By drawing your funds from these specific sources, cash reserves, which have zero tax impact on your income.
Principal from taxable brokerage accounts, which is already taxed money, and Roth contributions, which can be withdrawn tax-free and do not count toward your MAGI.
If you execute this strategically, your reported income stays low while your actual spending power remains high. The result, premiums that were originally $144 a month can drop down to $150 to $500 a month.
This is how you bridge the gap, not just through market returns, but through smart, tax-aware withdrawal sequencing.
Now for the next challenge. Most of your money is locked away in a 401k or IRA, and withdrawing before age 59, a half normally triggers a 10% penalty.
So, how do you access that money at age 58? There are two legal, well-established tools for this. Tool 1, the Rule of 55 under IRC Section 72T.
If you leave your job in or after the calendar year you turn 55, you can take penalty. Free withdrawals directly from your current employer's 401k or 403b plan.
Here is a critical warning. If you accidentally roll that balance over into a traditional IRA, you lose the Rule of 55 benefit forever.
Once rolled over, standard IRA rules apply, and you will be forced to wait until 59.5. Always confirm with a fiduciary advisor before making a move.
Tool 2, the Roth conversion ladder. This is a slightly more advanced strategy. The idea is to convert a portion of your traditional 401k or IRA into a Roth IRA.
You pay income tax on the converted amount in that year, but once converted and after a 5-year waiting period, that money can be withdrawn penalty-free even if you are under 59.5.
By converting a chunk every year starting at age 58, you build a ladder where a new batch of money becomes penalty-free every single year.
This strategy requires forward planning, thinking at least 5 years ahead, but it provides incredible flexibility for early retirees.
Combining both tools using the Rule of 55 for short-term liquidity and the Roth ladder for long-term income creates a seamless financial bridge until you reach 59.5 or 65. Now, let's discuss a section that requires extreme caution, because a single oversight here can cost you thousands of dollars.
In 2026, the ACA subsidy cliff returns. This means if your income crosses a specific threshold by even $1, you lose 100% of your subsidy. There is no gradual phase out, just an abrupt cutoff.
Roughly, these limits sit around $62,600 for single filers and $84,600 for couples. These numbers adjust yearly, so always verify current figures.
Here is the scary math. If you accidentally cross this limit by just $1, you could instantly lose 14 zeros. $0 or more in health subsidies.
That means on that single extra dollar of income, your effective marginal tax rate can exceed 200%.
Yes, you read that right, 200%. You end up losing more than double what you earn.
This is what many retirees fail to realize. The tax code doesn't penalize your overall wealth. It penalizes your reported income.
Whether you have $3 million or $30 million, failing to manage your MAGI, I carefully means a single dollar mistake can wipe out your entire health care subsidy.
This is why income source planning isn't just a nice to have. It is mandatory for early retirement, financial efficiency.
Let's look at another powerful tool, Social Security timing. Most people claim Social Security as early as possible at age 62 because taking money right away feels safe.
But look at the numbers. Claim at age 62, and you receive only 70% of your full benefit. Wait until age 70, and you receive 124% of your full benefit.
That represents a guaranteed 8% annual increase for every year you delay claiming past your full retirement age.
No traditional investment offers a guaranteed risk-free 8% annual return. Social Security does. So what's the strategy?
During your early retirement years, from age 58 to 70, you draw down from your investment portfolio and intentionally delay Social Security. This gives you two major advantages. First, higher guaranteed income. Your lifetime inflation adjusted income baseline increases substantially once you finally claim.
Second, lower MAGI, relying on taxable or cash portfolio drawdowns instead of claiming Social Security keeps your reported MAGI low during those early years, directly protecting your ACA subsidies.
This isn't just an income strategy, it's an integrated tax and healthcare shield, higher guaranteed income, inflation protection, and larger health subsidies all stem from this single decision.
Now I want to share something far more important than raw numbers. I call the ages between 58 and 68 the vitality decade. These are the years when your health, physical energy, and mobility are near their peak, before age-related limitations naturally begin to set in.
Here is a simple truth. You cannot buy back your healthiest, most energetic years.
If you spend these years working extra time just to save a little more, you are trading your most precious currency, time and health, for something you already have enough of, money.
If your portfolio has already hit its crossover point, working extra years isn't a financial necessity.
It is driven purely by fear. Now let's look at the technical advantage under the Secure 2. Zero Act, the required minimum distribution age is now 73.
This gives you a 15-year strategic window from age 58 to 73, where your income can be kept intentionally low because you aren't forced to take distributions.
This window is critical because it provides the ideal low-tax environment for Roth conversions. In lower income years, you can lock in a 0% long-term capital gains tax rate.
And it maximizes your eligibility for ACA healthcare subsidies.
This 15-year window isn't just a tax trick, it is a prime strategic planning zone that can define the entire efficiency of your retirement.
Let's bring everything together into a simple, actionable, three-pillar system. Pillar 1, the lazy portfolio.
Complexity is not your friend. Stick to low cost index funds, a balanced bond allocation, and rebalance just once a year.
Research consistently shows that simple, passive strategies routinely outperform complex, actively managed ones over the long term due to lower fees and fewer emotional mistakes.
Pillar 2, the dynamic withdrawal method. The traditional 4% rule is static. It assumes withdrawing the exact same inflation, adjusted percentage every year, regardless of market performance. A dynamic strategy adjusts based on market behavior, withdrawing slightly more in good market years and scaling back during downturns.
This significantly boosts portfolio longevity across a 30 to 40 year horizon. Pillar 3, stress testing or sequence of returns risk.
This is the most overlooked pillar.
A market crash in the first 2 years of retirement can disproportionately damage your portfolio's survival odds, even if long-term historical returns look fine on paper.
Smart retirees maintain a 2 to 3 year cash or liquidity buffer, so they are never forced to sell equities at a loss during a market crash.
Together, these three pillars form a tested, resilient strategy built for long-term security. This brings us right back to where we started, that $105,000 healthcare wall.
That wall is real, but now you know it isn't fixed.
By understanding the crossover point, managing your income strategically, leveraging penalty-free access tools, and timing Social Security correctly, you can turn that wall into a gateway.
Generic retirement calculators won't show you this, but your financial situation requires a specific strategy, and now you have the framework to execute it. If you found value in this breakdown, hit the subscribe button. We'll be walking through real-world case studies and exact calculations in upcoming videos.
And let me know in the comments, where are you currently at in your journey, just starting to plan or approaching your crossover point?
See you in the next video.